Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a fascinating and incredibly powerful natural phenomenon that impacts our planet in profound ways. You've probably heard the name before, but do you really know what it means? We're talking about El Niño, a term that often pops up in weather forecasts and climate discussions, but whose true scope and impact are often underestimated. At its core, El Niño is a climate pattern that describes the unusual warming of surface waters in the eastern equatorial Pacific Ocean. It's not just a local event, it's a major player in Earth's climate system, influencing weather patterns across the globe from droughts in one region to heavy rainfall in another. Think of it as a significant shift in the ocean and atmosphere interaction that can last anywhere from 9 months to 2 years, fundamentally altering the distribution of heat and moisture around the world. To truly understand El Niño, it helps to first grasp what's considered normal in the Pacific. Usually, strong trade winds blow from east to west across the equatorial Pacific. These winds push warm surface water towards Asia and Australia, causing sea levels to be slightly higher there. This also allows cooler, nutrient-rich water to well up from the deep ocean along the coast of South America, a process vital for marine life and fisheries. This normal or even slightly cooler than normal state is sometimes referred to as La Niña, which is essentially El Niño's opposite, characterized by stronger trade winds and even cooler eastern Pacific waters. La Niña also has its own set of global impacts, often bringing different patterns of rainfall and temperature than El Niño. Now, imagine those strong trade winds starting to weaken. That's often the first sign of an impending El Niño. When the trade winds falter, the warm surface water that was piled up in the western Pacific begins to slosh back eastward, like water in a bathtub. This eastward movement of warm water suppresses the upwelling of cold, nutrient-rich water off the coast of South America. The thermocline, the boundary between warm surface water and cold, deep water, deepens in the east and shallows in the west. This warming of the eastern Pacific then further weakens the trade winds, creating a powerful feedback loop that intensifies the El Niño event. It's a complex dance between the ocean and the atmosphere, but the result is a significant redistribution of heat and moisture across the planet, setting off a chain reaction of climatic shifts. The most noticeable effects of El Niño are on global weather patterns. For instance, in the Americas, El Niño often brings wetter than average conditions to the southern United States, particularly California and the Gulf Coast, and to Peru and Ecuador, leading to increased flood risks and mudslides. Conversely, it can cause severe droughts in places like Australia, Indonesia, and parts of Southeast Asia, increasing the risk of devastating wildfires and significantly impacting agriculture. In the Atlantic, El Niño typically suppresses hurricane activity due to increased wind shear, which tears apart developing storms. However, it can increase typhoon activity in the Pacific, shifting their tracks and intensity. It's a complex mosaic of impacts, and no two El Niño events are exactly alike, though general patterns tend to hold, making prediction a valuable, albeit challenging, endeavor. Beyond the atmosphere, El Niño has profound effects on marine ecosystems. The suppression of cold, nutrient-rich upwelling off the coast of South America means less food for plankton, which are the base of the marine food web. This can lead to a dramatic collapse in fish populations, particularly anchovies, which in turn impacts larger predators like seabirds, seals, and other marine mammals that rely on these fish for sustenance. Coral reefs, already under stress from climate change, can suffer severe bleaching events when ocean temperatures rise during El Niño, leading to widespread mortality and long-term damage to these vital underwater ecosystems. On land, the altered rainfall patterns can devastate terrestrial ecosystems. Droughts fueled by El Niño can lead to widespread forest fires, releasing massive amounts of carbon into the atmosphere and destroying habitats for countless species. Agricultural yields can plummet in affected regions, leading to significant economic losses and food insecurity for millions. The shift in rainfall can also affect biodiversity, forcing species to migrate or face extinction if their habitats become too dry or too wet to sustain them. This disruption can cascade through entire food chains and ecosystems, highlighting the interconnectedness of our natural world. The ripple effects extend directly to human societies. Food security becomes a major concern in drought-stricken areas, potentially leading to humanitarian crises and increased food prices globally. Water resources can become critically scarce, impacting drinking water supplies, sanitation, and hydroelectric power generation, which many communities rely on. Economically, industries like fishing, agriculture, and tourism can suffer massive losses. There are even significant health implications, as altered rainfall and temperature patterns can expand the range of disease vectors like mosquitoes, leading to outbreaks of diseases such as malaria, dengue fever, and Zika virus in new areas or with increased intensity in existing ones. Given its widespread and often severe impacts, scientists around the world work tirelessly to monitor and predict El Niño events. They use a combination of sophisticated tools, ocean buoys that measure sea surface temperatures and subsurface conditions, satellites that provide a bird's-eye view of ocean heat content and sea level, and powerful computer models that simulate the complex interactions between the ocean and atmosphere. This data is crucial for understanding the current state of the Pacific and for forecasting how an El Niño might evolve, often months in advance. The ability to predict El Niño months in advance is a remarkable scientific achievement. These early warnings allow governments, communities, and individuals to prepare. Farmers can adjust planting schedules or choose drought-resistant crops. Water managers can implement conservation measures and plan for potential shortages. Disaster relief agencies can pre-position resources and develop emergency response plans. While we can't stop El Niño, understanding its patterns and preparing proactively can significantly mitigate its negative consequences and help communities build resilience against its powerful forces. It's important to distinguish El Niño from climate change, though they are often discussed together. El Niño is a natural recurring climate pattern that has been happening for thousands of years, part of Earth's inherent variability. Climate change, on the other hand, refers to the long-term warming trend of our planet, primarily caused by human activities, particularly the emission of greenhouse gases. However, there's a growing area of research exploring how climate change might influence El Niño events. Some studies suggest that a warmer world could lead to more intense or more frequent El Niño events, or alter their characteristics, making their impacts even more severe. It's a complex interaction, and understanding it is key to preparing for our future in a changing climate. So, as you can see, El Niño is far more than just a weather anomaly. It's a powerful force of nature that connects our planet's oceans and atmosphere in a delicate yet dramatic dance. Understanding these natural cycles is not just for scientists. It's for all of us, as it helps us appreciate the interconnectedness of our world and empowers us to better prepare for the future. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into El Niño. I hope you found this explanation insightful and engaging. If you did, please consider giving this video a thumbs up, sharing it with someone who might find it interesting, and of course, subscribing to the channel for more explorations into the wonders of our world. Your support truly helps us continue creating content like this. Until next time, stay curious.